A very good morning, Zimbabwe, and welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network. And we are taking a look on what Comrade Geza said this morning. He came, he addressed, and remember that over the weekend, he announced that there was going to be a 2-day stay away in Zimbabwe. But he came early in the morning and said that this is no longer a 2-day stay away. It's now an indefinite stay away up until Emerson Mnangagwa resigns. So the key agenda or the key issue is to force the resignation of Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. So that is something very, very significant, very, very important to take a look upon and understand what is really happening in the nation of Zimbabwe. And we need to look at the significance of his utterances, what are the implications, what are the results, the end results of what he just said. So when we look at this press conference, it's something which carries a lot of significance. This is now an indefinite job boycott. What it means is people are not going or getting into the streets of Harare, but the first initial phase will be everybody will stay at home. No one is going to report to work. And if that is successful, it means Emerson Mnangagwa's government will be doomed. It means Emerson will need to reconsider some things. We need to look for ways to resolve this, because that will affect the government operations, and that will render the government of Emerson Mnangagwa defunct. The major questions we should have is, we saw on 31 May, people stayed at home. That is something very important. 31 March, 31 March, people stayed at home, and people didn't bother to come or to get into the streets. And this time around, the major question is, starting tomorrow, people are expected to get back to work after the holiday, which we are into right now. So Easter Monday is continuing today, and tomorrow it means people will have to stay at home indefinitely. So if the people manages from Tuesday to Friday to stay at home, that will have 70% impact on the how the economy functions and how the economy moves. Then the biggest question is, Comrade Geza raises the issues and say we need wholesalers and businesses to chip in and help people. What guarantees are there that if the wholesalers say, okay, we are going to give people food, we are going to make sure that the people continue to survive even without going to work, is there a guarantee that these people are going to be compensated? And is there any framework of making sure that this person used so and so? That is something which is very, very important. Are we going to have a situation where receipts are going to be issued to say, this is what we did to the people, this is what we sold to the people, or what we gave to the people for free, and now compensate us? So that is something which personally I believe it's going to be very difficult for him to achieve that, or for the wholesalers to hear or to take heed of such a call. So also we need to know that in as much as there's going to be a negative impact on the government of Mnangagwa, there is also going to be a negative impact on the private sector, which means we are not going to be able to produce if the workforce is at home. So I think there was supposed to be clarity as to who must go to work and who must not go to work. I can give you examples. There are people who work in the security industry. These people, they protect properties. It doesn't matter whether it's people are going to work or not, it's a weekend or not. They protect premises from criminals. That industry was supposed to be given a green light. We have people like nurses and doctors. These are people who save lives. They were supposed to be given a green light to continue working. Then we have people who are in the security forces, like the police, the prisons, and the soldiers. These are supposed to be at work. Then probably if he could have made it clear that others who have to stay at home, who are not on the essential list, that was going to have a more punch than the announcement which he makes or which he made. Then we need to look at the issues of arrests. There are two types of arrests. He called for the security sector leaders to enforce arrests of the people he mentioned. That can happen depending on who is backing Comrade Geza. If they are to implement that, it can happen. The people backing Comrade Geza, they can start doing so. If he is being backed by very powerful people, that does not have a problem. Citizens' arrests, I doubt that our people will be bold and courageous enough to arrest Chivayo, even on site. We have seen several times Chivayo going about his own errands. We have seen some young people vachitomhanya pamotikari dzachivayo vachiti mdara. Something which is also of significance to note kuti it's not an outright thing that you will see Chivayo and others being arrested by the citizens. However, it's too early to give a conclusion. It's too early to tell what is going to happen, because remember, there are two steps. The first step was to get people into the streets. It failed. The second step was the impeachment. The impeachment so far, we cannot say it has failed definitely, but it's stalled. So we are waiting for Parliament to resume and see what is going to happen next. And according to Comrade Geza, he noted that the Attorney General, the Speaker of Parliament, and the President of Senate, they are working 24/7 to make sure that they push the Mnangagwa agenda, which is also a hiccup to the Geza comrades, because they don't have, without the Speaker of Parliament and the President of Senate, it will be very difficult for them to make moves. So, as I always say, it will require the military to move in first, so as to push the Speaker of Parliament into a corner, push the President of the Senate into a corner, so that they submit to the demands of the comrades. This is how I view this. So I believe that with time we are going to see more initiatives happening, and time will tell what is going to happen. What my thoughts are on this whole issue. I believe that there is going to be a direct confrontation between number one and number two. As we continue, we are going to have 100% direct confrontation. And if that confrontation happens, then it's going to result into something more deadly. And that is going to be a key in terms of how decisions are going to be made politically in the nation of Zimbabwe. But as of now, we'll wait to see what is going to happen tomorrow and the next day. So this week, from Tuesday to Friday, the events which are going to happen between these days are the events which are going to define whether this third call for Comrade Geza for people to stay at home, to boycott the government. We want to see how this is going to be successful. If the people continue to be at home, if the people can hear the message and if they decide to stay at home, that is going to send a very, very big message to the Emmerson Mnangagwa regime. But we will also need to understand the response of the government to its workers who won't be reporting to duty. What are they going to do? And what are the Comrade Geza and others also going to do with such an issue? So as of now, this is what we can say. This is just a brief highlight which we can give on whatever which is happening at this point in time. So there is overwhelming evidence of Emmerson Mnangagwa looting the whatever which is happening in the nation of Zimbabwe. There is a lot of looting. The administration of Emmerson Mnangagwa has been looting left, right, and center. And Comrade Geza is justified to say whatever which he said, but does he have the political capital on the ground to make things happen in his own way? And the answers are coming. We will see the response from the people. Are the people getting into? Will the people go to work, or will the people stay at home? So tomorrow is going to be very, very important. If people stay at home, it will send a message. If people go to work, then it will need a further step from Comrade Geza, probably to push for the deployment of the military into the streets of Harare, and that might then force Emmerson Mnangagwa to reconsider the position. Remember, we always say it's now legal for a military intervention to happen according to the court order, which was given in 2017. It's now legal for the military to intervene when things are not right, especially when the economy is being looted left, right, and center, like what is happening right now. That's justified. So if there is public and international pressure, what it means is Mnangagwa will face more pressure and will be left with no choice than to try and act. So if you look at how these people, they've stayed in Zimbabwe, the very critical people, very key people, they've chosen to be in Zimbabwe for some reasons. It seems as if they are trying to send a message that we are in charge or whatsoever. But we will see if Comrade Geza continues to put pressure, what will happen. People need change in Zimbabwe, but people do not need to have baked change. I believe that the message of Comrade Geza will need to move a step forward to say, we need so and so to succeed Emmerson Mnangagwa. That is what is going to make the people of Zimbabwe make better decisions and informed decisions about the way forward and what is next. So Emmanuel says everyone at home. Ambire, thank you very much for coming. A very good morning. And this is it. This is what we have. We were looking at the comrades' announcement to see what will likely happen starting tomorrow. And in conclusion, we can say if the people manages to stay at home, that will be the beginning of another phase of a revolution in Zimbabwe. But if the people report to work tomorrow, then it means there would be need for further action from Geza and so thank you very much, everyone. Let us meet in